In this video, we're going to talk about some little tips to avoid blowing up the sale when you're trying to close. So one thing you want to keep in mind throughout this entire closing process is you don't want to come off as sketchy or untrustworthy. All of the questions you're asking, you're relaxing, it's no big deal. None of these questions are out of the ordinary, even though they're personal questions. This is just another day at the job for you. So if you're in a big house or it's your first sale, don't get commission breath. Just relax and take it easy. Here's a couple things you can do to help your presentation flow. After you get the driver's license, confirm all of their information. So your name is this, we got the address is that, your date of birth is this, and then what's your phone number, Miss Johnson? Okay, awesome, you got the phone number, date of birth, great, and then your social? I always like to do it that way where I'm asking for their address has numbers, their date of birth, they tell me their date of birth, their phone number, they tell me their phone number. Social is just another number. I don't make it a big deal, I just say, and then your social, and you write it down real quick. No big deal. Don't let the social security number get you caught up. If people push back on the social security number, just say, listen, Ms. Johnson, they have to be able to identify you, and also they have to be able to make sure that you are who you are when they're checking your medical records to get you the preferred programs. Another iffy subject to get into is bank information. So what I like to do is I like to get all of their personal information, address, social, all of those things you get off of the driver's license, and then asking them. Then you want to go to the beneficiary page and ask them who this is for. You're doing this because you want to find out who this policy is for and paint the picture for them. Is it for their son, their daughter, their spouse? And paint the picture for that day of when they go to be with the good Lord, what this money is going to mean to their beneficiary. From there, you can transition into the banking information. And again, make it no big deal. Once you've gotten the beneficiary information, you just said, and then do you have a check or like a account and routing number I could write down? And either they're going to grab you their checkbook, or if they say, oh no, I don't have a check. Oh, okay, no big deal. Do you have like a bank statement or like an app? What's the bank information or any type of letter they sent out to you? And when you're asking those assumptive questions of places they could find their account number, they're going to start searching for it and give it to you. You can always Google the routing number. And then you can transition into the banking information. And I always like to open up by saying, and then do you bank with Chase? That gives them the ability to either correct you or say they bank with Chase. Chase is one of the biggest banks out there, so odds are they might have an account with them. And again, that's an assumptive question. They will correct you and then say, awesome, I have the routing number saved in our system. Do you have the account number or like a check or any type of statement they've sent out to you? And by asking that in an assumptive way, they're going to search for their account number. They'll give it to you. And you sound professional because you already have the routing number. How do you already have the routing number? Because you Googled it. All you have to do is search the bank's name, routing number, whatever state you're in. So I would say Chase Bank, Illinois routing number. And it would be able to give me the routing number for that area. And then you could just confirm, hey, Ms. Johnson, the routing number I have in my system, Google, is blank. Is that the routing number you have on your check? And what's always helpful to do, if you can, snag a quick photo of the account number. If you make a mistake entering in the account number, you can go back and make sure that you had the right account number entered, so you know if you made a mistake or if the client had insufficient funds or if something happened along those lines. The final thing you're going to do once you have all of that information is just make sure all other sections of the application are filled out. If you're doing an e-application, it's really easy. If you're doing a paper application, make sure to just get extra signatures. Make sure to write down the mother's maiden name, their doctor's name. All of that information is good to have and save to their file. And then from there, you're filling out the application. If you're doing an e-app, you will find out right away if they're approved. If they are approved, you give them a big high five. Wow, this is amazing, Ms. Johnson. And that's going to help you transition into step 9 and step 10, which is branding and referrals. If you're doing a phone interview, you go through the whole phone interview. Once they're approved, high five. Wow, that's amazing, Ms. Johnson. I can't believe we got you approved. And then boom, you're heading into step 9 and 10, branding and referrals. So let's get to that.